Hi, it's Jonathan, and welcome to another Grand Canyon trip video. Today we go on a road trip from Williams, Arizona back to San Diego, California. This trip happened on June 20th, 2019, and this video has been released on the 1-year anniversary of the trip. This is my second to last Grand Canyon trip video, with tomorrow's video being the return of the rental car we used. In this video, we come across a lot of trains and a bit of a surprise. Don't worry, it's not a robbery. Now, on to Williams and our rental car.
No. On a sandwich, I guess.
We're departing Williams, Arizona, and along the way seeing various Western-themed stuff, as well as some Route 66 themed stuff. Route 66 diner. Frankly enough, it's on the street, one of the streets that once made up Route 66 itself.
I thought you said we just get on the thing at the end of this road.
This was the last town bypassed by the Interstate 40, being bypassed on October 13th, 1984, nearly 35 years previously, as of the time I'm recording this.
To the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it out the back window here. Play that backwards for the trip in.
Hey.
I don't think we drove in backwards. That's how you drive Route 66 style backwards.
We're departing and heading towards an intersection between the Interstate 40 and the Route 64. Not Route 66, but Route 64. The other way to the Grand Canyon. Of course, it's Sleep Train 456. Of course, us already having been to the Grand Canyon, we'll go on the 40 right.
And then left.
Westbound and down, load up and trucking.
Yes, westbound and down. Not exactly how the original goes, but hey, it's a remix time. Westbound and down.
Yeah, just 4 hours, 43 minutes to Barstow.
Tractor trailer combinations. Exit 163. Closed right now. Pick all cat for now. We seem to be approaching the yard of the Grand Canyon Railway.
Make sure we're not going over 60 because the speed limit.
I think I might have just seen the first electric locomotive I've seen in a long time. Can we get a rewind here? As you can see, there's a boxy looking locomotive here. That is the first electrically powered railroad equipment on Sleep Train 456 to not be a trolley. This is an interesting story, beginning and ending here in northern Arizona. It is a General Electric E60C locomotive, otherwise known as an E60CF. built by the same company that is better known for its appliances. In 1972, a mine was built in Kayenta, Arizona, to supply coal to the Navajo Generating Station in Page, Arizona. The Black Mesa and Lake Powell Railroad, or BM&LP, was built to connect the Kayenta mine to the Navajo Generating Station. The BM&LP, whose reporting mark was BLKM for some reason, was built in a style unusual for freight roads in the southwestern United States. It was an electric road. General Electric builds locomotives when not building appliances. So the BM&LP went to GE to order 6 electric locomotives of a new model, the GE E60C. The BM&LP opened in 1973, and its first E60Cs went into service that same year. Their locomotives were numbered BLKM 6001 to 6006. The E60C model served as the basis for various other locomotive models, including the E60CP and E60CH passenger locomotives built for Amtrak and used from 1974 until 2003, and the E60C-2 locomotives that were built in the early 1980s were used as a freight locomotive in Mexico, which we will cover here, seeing as it is relevant to this story. The Ferrocarriles Nacionales de Mexico, or National Railways of Mexico, was the national rail operator in Mexico at the time. The NADMA, as it was better known, bought their E60C-2 locomotives as part of a plan to electrify their line from Mexico City to Querétaro City, 155 miles or 249 kilometers northwest. However, most of these locomotives did not see much service, and in 1997, after the privatization of NADMA 2 years prior, the line to Querétaro City was switched to diesel traction. 6 of these NADMA locomotives were sold to the Black Mesa and Lake Powell Railroad in the 1990s, replacing the 1973 locomotives. The former Mexican locomotives continued to power the BM&LP trains until the Navajo Generating Station, and by extension the BM&LP was replaced in 2019 by cheaper sources of energy. Meanwhile, the BM&LP's first locomotive, BLKM 6001, has found a new home. It was acquired in 2010 by the Arizona State Railroad Museum, a future rail museum in a place whose name you'll find very familiar, Williams, Arizona. The Arizona State Railroad Museum will open in 2022. As of the release of this video, BLKM 6001, alongside the museum's other exhibits, is currently stored in the railroad yard of the museum's other history-based neighbor, the Grand Canyon Railway. That is the story of BLKM 6001, the General Electric locomotive in the Grand Canyon Railway Yard at Williams. I have not heard of the Arizona State Railroad Museum until June 11th, 2020, when I came across this museum doing research for this clip. When it opens in 2 years, however, I am interested in coming back to Williams to check on our old electric. For now, back to Interstate 40.
Back to Grand Canyon,
Oh,
now that
that's
we know our way around.
You could live in that RV park.
Powering on an RV.
RV.
The sides. Aren't we going home?
Yes.
Can't wait.
It'd be nice to get home, won't it?
Yes.
You should appreciate your home more traveling, even though the traveling's fun. There's no place like
Home.
Exactly.
It's true.
To coin a phrase, if I may.
A common. Well. Or not.
Maybe I didn't.
It's a common American proverb and a quote from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Well, you appear surrounded by cows earlier in there.
Just leave it here.
Tiny house.
There was a house trailer thing back there.
A tiny house on the emergency bypass?
It wasn't tiny. It was big. It was all dirty. Like it's been there a long time.
Could someone hire a tow truck?
Tugboat.
Tugboat?
That's what you pull boats with.
but you pull road vehicles with tow trucks. Speaking of trucks, a FedEx ground bus. I mean, not bus, truck. Oh, two segments of two trailers on it. Freeway tractor trailer truck. That I've seen quite a bit of on our trip, but don't usually see outside of the trip.
Signal lane. Outside and tired.
70 miles to Kingman, 387 miles to Los Angeles, which is interesting because Los Angeles doesn't exactly directly connect with the 40, which we're on right now.
Yeah, but if you're going to Los Angeles, you're going to want to know
How far it is.
Yeah.
You're going the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Though someone could figure out a route.
Okay.
Alright, see a little bit. Oh, this is in. Guess I saw some spherical thing.
Like saucer?
Like a golf ball?
Oh, yeah, it's some sort of antenna.
Antenna.
See, there's other ones up there too, like cell phone or
Yeah.
satellite or something like that.
Maybe radar too.
Radar, it's round, yeah, maybe radar.
Oh, communications towers for radios and cell phones. Alright. Wait. There's. I keep seeing glimpses of houses.
Don't go that way, boys. I remember that from the way in.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
Oh, there was a no U-turn.
No U-turn.
Police turned off, it looked like back there.
Yeah.
See that weird moon? That's no moon.
Well. Yeah. I know for a fact that moonset is not necessarily a thing. Somewhere up there's still the moon, is it?
Yeah.
Talking about the moon, aren't you? Now it's still out? Somewhere? Is it still out?
Yeah, it's over there. Up to the left. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you could see it, but somewhere to the left is. Oh, you could just about see it. The moon. And now you know there is no such thing as moonset necessarily. Power cables? See some power cables. See some power lines over there. I'm here west of Kingman to see windmills and trains. A few windmills around the hill and a train with various containers. Windmills, clean energy, and trains carrying a lot of containers and trailers and flat cars.
Sorry about that. I can tell you what happened, but
There's a freight train off in the distance, as you see. You can see it brief. You could have seen it brief. Oh, there it is again.
Yeah.
Auto racks and a few other cars.
Cars we passed.
Long Interstate 40.
Way back. Yeah.
40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40. 40 Yucca? Why UCCO?
Some sort of factory thing out there.
That's like weapons vehicles.
Here we see a BNSF truck. It has, from what I saw, retractable railroad wheels for the purposes of maintaining the tracks. I've been seeing quite these road rail vehicles over our trip. Four engines on a train here. Rather long.
Oh my god, that might be the longest train I've ever seen. Seriously, look.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Woo! I see that
Why I was like, is it a trainer system?
longer than I could see.
Oh my god, I still haven't hit the edge yet. Can't believe
Wait, containers upon containers.
this. They're so unbelievable.
Bulk cars. And all on this train.
The way they're going up the mountain with all of those. There's the end.
Oh, and just to give you an idea, just to give you, as well as the audience, an idea of how long this train is. Each model. Oh, there's the end now.
Yeah.
Each of the most modern freight locomotives, such as the ones pulling the train, have 4,000 or 4,400 horsepower each. 4 of those would be 16,000 or more horsepower.
That's a lot.
And they're going to need it for this mountainous terrain.
Yeah. That was the longest train I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen
That's saying a lot.
I know.
Especially since a lot of freight trains are actually quite long. But that's longer than any mom has ever seen.
Yeah, I see a lot of trains.
Yeah.
Mine.
Not sure if I've seen a train longer.
No, not like the gusts.
I think I might lose count even in the post-production. Although if I don't
I
lose
was
count.
trying to count them because it was moving and we were moving. I couldn't keep track.
Yeah, we kept moving. Excited about
If I do manage to do the amazing achievement of counting them in post-production, I think I might put it up somewhere.
Yeah, that could go on your page,
Yes, it could.
channel.
Yeah. Our second train in the past few minutes.
That's a short.
By
Probably heavier. Wait, no, it's not. Wow, it's still going. It just changed.
it.
It is a longie.
it's a bit, yes, it's a bit long. That's the American freight train for you.
London Bridge up here.
Not just in the US, but in North America in general. Those bushes are clearer. Well, I think I filmed the whole train, or as much as I could. Anyway, an hour-long train, perhaps, or on the bridge over the Colorado River. We're back in California.
Woo!
San
San Bernardino, baby! Valley girl, she's a valley girl.
For the first,
Valley girl, she's a valley girl.
for the first time in a few days, we're in California. Jonathan is back in California.
And for the first time since the last time.
Entering Pacific time zone.
And on the next right is the historic Route 66.
They're in it. So,
Even as we return to California, the trains could go to Arizona. A rather long one. Didn't see the French, but evidently it's long. And it's gone.
Never even had a chance to take it.
It's a very, very long. It seems like a rather long one. Just seen a train over in Fisk.
There's the end of it.
A few box cars and stuff.
oh, I knew
Needles to bars too. Sarah, right?
it. That's the same one I took.
Hopper car.
Hot out there.
Yeah.
Needles.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We broke down there one time. Yeah, me and this other dude.
Oh, God. At least they're even doing a bustling tire business there. I was like thinking, do your freaking tires burn out faster?
There's locomotives on one
It's
end.
hot?
Yeah.
Might have been the front.
Oh.
Or the back. Either one. Depends on which direction it's heading. Oh, in case it wasn't clear, I haven't seen the other end. Another train. Containers and trailers on flat cars. Even FedEx. It appears that these trailer on flat car stuff are quite common. Oh, that train's made up of almost entirely of flat cars with trailers on it. Just a few flat cars cars with containers. We're here to see a very long train. The Biv Red and the Bivia. I don't see either end of the train. All I see are containers, rail cars. Oh, and the locomotives at the end. Seen earlier that they even had to put locomotives in the train.
Yeah.
Between the consists.
Wow. Heavy load.
Indeed. Wonder whether or not that might be larger than the other large trains. Here we see another train in the distance.
Out of Barstow.
Couple stacked containers.
day in Las Vegas.
But you can see from space indeed.
This latest, most popular date? Yeah, Valentine's Day. Las Vegas is the driest city in North America.
I'm not even sure if there is any.
It's also one of the sunniest.
Is there anything that could be seen from space? Or no?
There's a view of Vegas.
Dynamic structure.
Next exciting round.
You can see the light from the Luxor Hotel in space. Right? You can see
It checks out.
it's part of the Great Wall of China in space.
From what I heard, the Great Wall of China cannot be seen from space.
And keep it off. Many of our
I'll
patients
double check
have
that
lost
one
100 pounds or more. Plus, weight loss surgery is often covered by your PPO.
Although if the light from the Luxor Hotel really could be seen from space, then wow, is it bright or what? And the thing about light being seen from space kind of checks out because pictures I've seen of modern pictures I've seen of Earth sometimes show the lights from
Dark side of the lights on.
You get state-of-the-art technology.
Yes.
Compassionate one-on-one care. Learn about
That.
surgical options available.
I think I might pick a picture here.
Lava rock.
Lava rock. Whoa! Ashes. Where's the volcano?
City of
One that's porous.
You asking about something? Wonder where the volcano that made that is. Because that's a whole lot of volcanic rock. This is a picture from Google Earth of Europe, Asia, and Northern Africa from space. Yes, street lights are visible from space. Alright, we're seeing a weird train. A train made up entirely of empty flat cars. A deadhead, if you will. And no, I'm not insulting it. It's the terminology for a train heading back to the yard, empty. Looks almost like a long stick.
What's that? Sugar? The sugar plant used to look like where I lived. It's just big old mounds like that of sugar outside.
It's probably more concrete.
Oh, some sort
That
of
was
sugar.
the concrete salt.
Some sort of sugar place here.
The sugar plant. Can you see? The Beckford's See?
What's its purpose?
It's like, I don't know. I used to have a sugar plant in like Guadalupe, and that's what it looked like. It had
A sugar plant?
big old sand dunes of sugar, unprocessed sugar.
Oh, there's the end in front of
Oh.
the train.
Apparently. And it shows us theoretically the only things on the train that aren't flat cars. A pair of BNSF railway locomotives. Apart from that, dozens of flat cars heading empty to the yard. Yes, we are. We're racing. We're neck and neck with the BNSF train. 15 miles to Barstow. Wait, we're in the lead. And already there's a few buildings here. Wait, we're far in the lead. I don't even see it anymore, we're so far in the lead. It's safe to say that there's a good chance that we might win this race. For all we know, we might have already won it.
I think we did. Finish line's right here. We won!
You won. But what's the price for winning?
Bragging rights.
Right?
We beat the Deadhead. Barstow. We'll get shirts made.
People get insurance paid? I don't get it.
That'll be our prize. We'll say we beat the Deadhead with Barstow. I understand it.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights, yeah.
Well then. Hey. Let's celebrate with some things. To your left.
Yeah. Heavy vehicles, heavies.
These look
Military,
curious. Military vehicles?
They
What?
used to be, but it didn't look like those were military anymore. They might just use them for rural construction like this, you know, where
Military vehicles into construction vehicles. Well, that's a nice of that's a nice of military celebration of our race. Except this time it's rural construction vehicles, converted from military vehicles. Useful. We're getting closer to Barstow now, and there's another one. Another train. Stacked containers, and sometimes not stacked. Where did the Deadheads go?
where do all Deadheads go? They're up in Seattle.
To the yard? Because I don't think we've reached the yard yet.
Wherever the last tour,
You can see the lights off in the distance. We're at Barstow McDonald's again, and the train is coming. Again.
Go ahead.
Behind some bushes, and then
Oh my god, it's so gross.
it's in front of a fence. Florida Coast? One of them from Florida? Trains really do go across the country. That's from Florida. And for once it's not made up entirely of wild cars. There seems to be a train or two down there. Just south of Barstow on the Interstate 15. The thing seems to be made up of quite an assortment of cars. Manifest train? There's the train off in the distance. Not exactly visible right now, but there is one.
I don't see the reason for these delays.
Me neither.
Look at that
But
cone around it. That looks like a model railroad museum thing too.
yeah. These things look like something of the San Diego Model Railroad Museum. Or a Model Railroad
It might
Museum.
be. I don't know what this mountain range is, but
I do know for a fact that these, I think I see hopper cars, but I could be mistaken with the distances. I'm not. It's hopper cars. Actually, it's not. It is? Is it?
I think they are, yeah.
They are. Actually, they're trailers on flat cars. They're trailers on flat cars. That's the concept where freeway trailers carrying cargo would be dropped off and transported for part of its route up by your train using flat cars.
Yeah, going slow sucks. You're having so much fun.
Things changed in bars. Yeah.
They did.
I like this one.
Did you hear this song before?
I don't think I have.
I was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappoint me, honey, in my
Yeah, do the 215 would be better. I'm sure we can get to that point. This is all going to LA, you know?
Yeah. That's it from our location before.
I think I see the rear of the train. Trailers on flat cars here, parked along the Interstate 15 in San Bernardino. A parcel service. And a few other stuff. Containers too. A carpool lane. Oh, it's moving sheet. That's wall cars too. With double stacked containers in the back. Something tells me I've seen this before. Wait. Oh. For locomotives. What heavy load? What else is a heavy load? This tiny house. And then there's the freight yard. Trains along the interstate. And the tiny house as well. And a car for sale and driving along the interstate. What's crazy?
Letting people drive.
Guys, it took early to everybody's so happy with the again.
No problem. Here I think we're seeing two trains, two freight trains at once, going in two different directions. Except one just stopped.
See all these people passing the rider jerks because it's like, okay, so then you're just gonna wedge yourself
Right,
in
they're
somewhere.
gonna.
And over here I think we see a bus boneyard. School buses. Another freight train. Along the 15
The old mill.
in Paris, California. Well, the shortest freight train I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen some doozies. Some doozies.
Yeah, some very, very long ones. And more furniture for less track. Some long trains. But now we've seen a very short one. I could easily count the number of cars there. And maybe even the number of axles too.
Big anchor store in Paris Plaza is the Walmart. No surprise.
Paris Plaza is the Walmart?
The anchor store.
The Anchor store.
Anchor.
That means the
Anchor.
main one. lure people in.
The main one?
Yeah, pays all
The big star of them all.
I see. Learned a new term and seen the short straight trade on this trip.
Yeah, I saw the Oregon Empire Railway Museum billboard back there.
Damn, Thomas.
I mean, because of the California Railway.
I wouldn't blame you. After all,
See, it might have been an old billboard actually. It looked like it did say
we're kind of used to calling it the Oregon Empire Railway Museum. This has been quite an interesting video. In this video, I've seen trains both long and short. I've also seen an old electric locomotive and learned of a new railroad museum to visit when it opens. Again, it is the Arizona State Railroad Museum, and it will open in 2022. You can check out the link to its website and other related pages in the description. Tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary of the returning of our rental car, and so the Grand Canyon Trip series will end with us returning the rental car. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it. If you enjoyed the entire channel, subscribe to it. And if you want to know when my next video will be coming out, click the bell button after you subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.